Hi, Pineapples. So we're going to continue the whole entire, I guess you can say casual. I don't even know what the heck I would title it. What is it? What am I doing? I have no idea. I'm going to take off my makeup. Hi. I'm going to take off my makeup. You guys seem to really, I don't know how to figure this out, seem to really enjoy, not sponsored by Curology, really enjoy my last video that I did, super raw, talked about cheating, toxic relationships, all of that. So today we're going to continue, and I'm going to take off my makeup while we have more chit chat. It's Saturday night. I'm drinking. I don't know the rules with YouTube and drinking, but I'm having a Brulee, and it's lemonade flavor. And I've only drank maybe a third of it, and I'm such a lightweight because I have cut out a lot of alcohol. I never drank like a ton, but I love margaritas. That's like my favorite drink. I'll never turn down a margarita. But today I was like, what the heck? I just want to just have a drink, relax. It's probably water to a lot of you people, but to me, it's going to buzz me. It really will. And I don't mind. I used to actually drink a lot, and I'm just going to be very raw because I feel like ever since I did that video just telling you everything that has happened and gone down in my life, I feel very free. Like I had a huge weight lifted off of me. I wish I lost weight, but it just felt like, I had a physical weight lifted off of me. So yeah, I just feel very free just telling you guys everything. So let's take off the makeup. I might do a mask depending how long I want to talk. Or how long I do talk, not how long I want to, because I love to talk. So I've been using the L'Oreal Micellar Cleansing Water and also the Pixi, this looks disgusting, the Pixi Hydrating Milky Makeup Remover. Now, the only issue with this is that, I don't know, some of the makeup remover got down on here because it kind of splashes, but it's such a good one. So, yeah, both really good. I'm just going to go into this one because I do want to finish it. I'm almost done with this. But today we're going to talk about the continuation, how I did meet my first cousin on the other side, my Pacific Islander side. Now, if you haven't seen that last video, because I know some people get really grossed out by mukbangs, which thank you so much for the feedback because I had such a good response from that and a lot of comments. So you just kind of do that. But it does splash. See how it's like going down? So I think that's what got on the label. And some of you commented saying I usually don't like mukbangs, but I really love this, or mukbang style. I mean, mukbang does mean like you eat a lot of food. I mean, I did have a lot of rice because when I was editing that video, I was like, damn girl, eat a lot of carbs, but it tasted so good. So look how fast, look at that. Yeah, I'm a rocker. So yeah. It just takes off your makeup right away, and then I just flip it. I usually use my Shiseido cottons, but it's in my bathroom, and I'm too lazy to get them, and I have my cotton rounds. So one thing I wanted to say was, again, just thank you for all the feedback, and I'm going to continue talking about how I met my family member, my first cousin on my Pacific Islander side, and if you didn't watch that video, this is what I want to talk about, in case you didn't see that, so I can kind of speed you up. I've never met anybody on my Pacific Islander side, period. So out of nowhere, I get a DM, and I get, this is going more into specifics because I didn't say this in the last video. So I get a DM, and I have this message, which, might I add, I get a lot of weird DMs, like more nasty messages, if that. Like, ooh, girl, I want to lick you up and down. I'm sure you taste good. And I'm just thinking, if you only saw my feet right now, I've been dragging them all outside. But yeah, one of those things. Also, I have my air on. It's very hot today, and it's like a mini heat wave kind of thing, but so it's kind of hot. So I have my fan. Hopefully you can't really hear that. So I'm just going to take this off, rub my eyes very slowly. And the DM was like, hey, my name is so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. I'm your first cousin. I'd love to meet you. Says a whole message. Then clarifies it with the stamp of sends a picture. And I'm like, oh, that's really me. Like, that's me as a baby. And then the first thing that hit me was, damn, look at those big lips. And everybody always thought I got my lips done before. FYI, I do have filler in right now, to help certain areas. And thank you for all the compliments on them. I love them. Playboy, just wanted to pick a shirt that I didn't mind destroying. So yeah, I saw the picture of me as a baby next to this girl, and I was like, oh, whoa, that's really me. So this is like a legitimate DM. So I saw it, and it took me a couple days, I'm not gonna lie, to respond, because I never ever thought at all, ever anybody would ever reach out to me. And I it's very hard to describe it, I guess, because only I will truly know how I feel and the reasons why I feel the way I do. And I will say 100%, I have no animosity. I'm not angry. I don't really care, which may sound heartless, but it's almost like very neutral. Like, oh, okay. So I saw the DM. Sorry, I'm using a third one. This is so bad. I can't tell because I just have my viewfinder. Where's a mirror would be good. Let me put that over here. Okay, now I can see what I'm doing. I responded I didn't even respond. I added her on Instagram because I was honestly very curious to see who she was or whatever. And I wanted to go in her profile. Like, who are you? What's going on? Why now? Like, a lot of things, I was very hesitant because you just don't know these days. And it sucks to have to think the worst, right? But it's just something that I do. And it's because I don't want to I don't know. It's just one of those things you have to be on guard, and I think a lot of people should be, especially with things like that. And you don't hear from anybody like your whole life, basically. So I will say, if you don't know, I've never had contact with my birth mother ever. So I was given to my grandparents on my Mexican side when I was 3 months. People were asking me, oh, so who raised you? I saw a comment, was it your dad's mom? So I responded. So in case you didn't know, my birth father, I just call him my birth father, or sperm donor, to be very honest. Sperm donor, his parents are the ones who raised me. So to me, that's mom and dad, my grandparents on my Mexican side. So the reason they took me is because they didn't want me to be sent off to Guam. And I stayed here in the States. So my birth father went straight to jail right away, right after I was born. I've only seen one picture of my birth mother when I was a baby. And then there's like one other picture that my mom had in a photo album, and it was very blurry. So I had zero clue what she really looks like. But it was just one of those things where you don't get curious on something you don't know. And, excuse me, I got a little bit of the bubbles from my lemonade. So yeah, that's basically like the gist of it. And I can go into like all that with like my birth father and all that, which I figured I would today, just to kind of catch you up to date, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to go wash my face because it's honestly, I don't know what setup people do. I think they just have like a big ass bowl of water, and I'm not about that right now. So I'm going to go wash my face with this. It's the Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser, Deep Cleanse and Soothe. This is what it looks like. I think I'm going to say, tell you some stories that I've never told anybody. And some stories I've just recently kind of remembered, like when you're younger. I'm probably going to say one of them. So let me just show you what it looks like. It's just honestly just a regular gel cleanser. So I'm going to go wash my face. So BRB, because like I said, I don't know. Let me just start putting this on my face to get the rest of the makeup off. And why did I hit my eyes right now? Now I'm going to be like this when I walk out. Okay, I'm okay. Let me go wash my face. Be right back. My dad immediately was in jail, and so my grandparents were mom and dad to me from the beginning. And the way I was raised was that all his siblings, his brothers, brother and sisters were raised as my brothers and sisters, because he was honestly out of the picture for so many years because he just did so much bad shit. I'm not going to get into all of that, that's for sure. But I do want to talk about my own personal experiences, because I feel like, why shouldn't I? Because I'm the one who experienced them. It wasn't just his story. Things involved me, which were, I think, pretty effed up. And the reason why I have zero relationship with him to this day, even though now he's finally out and he's just living a normal life, I guess you can say now. So I'm going to go into this Murad Daily Clarifying Peel. I really love this stuff. I don't know. I just feel like it's resurfaced my skin a lot in comparison to like a regular toner. But I will use like a more mild toner. I really like Pixi's toners. I like Pari, and I also love Pharmacy. I'm going to use this one. I'm almost done. I'm sad. But I only use this at night. It is a peel. So when I got this message, like I said, it was just so strange because I've never met her. I've never met anybody in the family. And then the only time she tried to get in contact with me was when I was in college, and I did a lot of dance shows to like pay for all my stuff and pay for college and all that. And I was on a road trip to like an out of town show, and I used to do shows everywhere all the time, multiple shows a day. So yeah, it was a pretty fun gig because I loved all my dance sisters, and it was fun. And I got to do a lot of fun things, meet a lot of cool people, go to a lot of fun places, experience a lot of cool things like in the industry and all of that. So I just do that and I let that set. And then I'm going to go into an eye cream. This one is Under Eye Recovery Eye Treatment. And don't worry, this is all going to tie if I seem all over the place because I don't really know where I was going with tonight, but I was like, hey, they really like the raw talk through. I loved it too. I love not living a lie. I love just being honest. This lemonade is so tasty. It's like fresh squeezed. So here we go. They sent me this, and I swear when I first started YouTube, I think I really loved their lip mask, and I think that's what put me on, and I think it was City Lip Mask. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. But I'm trying out this eye cream because I have two others I'm using, a Laura Mercier and an Ole Henriksen, and I just want to see how this one is. Ooh, this one's nice and light. And those ones are more like illuminating and perfect for the day. But I noticed I've been using them. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't waste that for nighttime. Ooh, this feels very good. And so I get a phone call in the car because we're on a road trip and I'm in the very back with my long ass 5'9" self. And I'm in the back and we're on our way, and I have like my other friends, like they're sitting, I think we're in a Suburban. I believe we're probably in the Suburban. And so then I get a call, and it's this man, and he's like, hey, this is your uncle. Your mom is trying to get a hold of you. And first thing I'm thinking of is, who are you? I know where my mom is, and no. So I immediately said, excuse me, who? This is your uncle. Your mom is trying to get a hold of you. I said, oh, super awkward pause. Okay. I don't know what to tell you right now, but I'm going to hang up because I'm very uncomfortable. Click. I hung up. One of my dance sisters like turns around. She's like, are you okay? Because for me, like to have like serious conversation, like randomly, and like they can obviously hear because they're like just one row in front of me. I was like, oh yeah, I said it was nothing. And I just let it go. But deep down I was thinking, who, how, why did they have my cell number? Who, what is going on? And that was like the first point of contact. Might I add, I think they tried to call me, or my birth mother tried to call me. I don't know though, I'm just assuming. Also, if you hear rustling, the cat we saved is like playing with a little paper ball. She likes all the free toys, not the toys that we purchased. She likes all the free stuff. She likes a PR box. She loves the paper that I was going to throw away. She loves just anything that's on the floor that's free. Ooh, go get it. So then I was just very confused, and I just kind of let it go. But around that time, going back to that, sorry, I got distracted with her. I got a phone call, and they would call me, and I remember no one would answer. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to put on my Laneige because my lips are pretty chapped today. So I didn't hear anybody answer the phone, and I'm using Gummy Bear. This one is my favorite one. Oh my gosh. So good. Then I love grapefruit, and berry's my last one. Or no, maybe vanilla's my last one. Berry and then vanilla. So I got a call. No one answered. And if you guys don't know me, like I know a lot of you guys don't know some of my past or how I was, but I'm someone where my phrase is like, don't let my lashes fool you. So I don't know if that kind of explains it. Like I'm very sweet. I'm very down to earth. But if it comes down to it, I'm very fight or flight. Like if I had to fight someone, I would. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you why I was so defensive on the phone. You're probably like, okay, who am I subscribed to? Hi. News stories that you've never heard. But I'm not like that now, you guys. Like, I'm not trying to pick fights at like 7-Eleven if they don't have like my favorite drink there or something like that. Nothing like that. So I would get a call, no one would answer. I hung up. Then I got the call again, no one answered. And I was like, all right, this is like the same person for sure. So me on the phone, I cursed them out. I'm like, who the F is this? Stop effing calling my phone. Don't call me ever effing again. Screaming at the top of my lungs, super aggressive. And I'll tell you why in a second. And so then I think that's when she tried to get a hold of me. And then she knew where my aunts or uncles, like that's, but they were my sisters, where they worked. So she got a hold of them, and they ended up having like a conference call with her, like in one of the offices, like where they worked. And she was just saying she wanted to meet me and all this stuff. And it was like already, I don't know, it was just one of those things. Like my priority was honestly just hustling, trying to get myself through college, just doing my own thing, like just surviving, and just being with my mom. And it had nothing to do, and just living my life. It had nothing to do with, oh, I hope my birth mother finds me. I really didn't care. And like I said, you can't miss anything you never knew. And with no contact for all those years, it's like, I'm in college now, all that. I responded that way because when I was in high school, when my birth father was in jail, he would call, like, you have a prepaid call from, and then it says, from blah, 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 jail or whatever, or prison. He was in prison. But whatever the automated system says. And I did talk to him. I will say I was very courteous. I did talk to him. And to be 100% honest, I talked to him because I felt like I had to, and also to please my mom, which is his mom. Because she was my world, and, she's like, just talk to him. I'm like, okay, whatever, and you're young. And I was young when I would talk to him. And then I kind of hit like my teen, so it's getting kind of weird now. I'm like developing, and I'm like, who is this man I'm talking to? I don't even know who he is. Because at that point he was in jail, then he got out, went back in, then got out, and then went back in permanently. It was like a couple times, like 3 rounds of like in, out, in, out, in, out. So at this point it's like, I really don't know this man. I've spent like maybe 72 hours with him total in my life, and this is very awkward. So he used to have drug dealers call my cell phone. And what's so crazy is I just recently told my sister this, and I was like, because we're talking about like, how did the meeting go when you met your first cousin and all these things. And I was just saying just everything that was coming to mind and coming back to me, So let me go into another skincare product so it can sit. Let's go into my serum. I'm just going to use 2 of them. I'm just going to use 7, just 2 of them. My Rapid Dark Spot Correcting Serum. I really love this from Murad. Hoku be nice. Or she gets a little feisty with Ewok. Like, she wants to play, but then sometimes she kind of pushes the limit. And I love this stuff. It's really helped my hyperpigmentation on this side. Oh, I need to make sure I do not skip SPF at all during spring and summer. I've been so good. It got so dark when I went to Florida in October to Disney World. So he used to have drug dealers call my phone in high school. And I answered one time. This guy calls, and then he's like, hey, I got your number from your dad, and blah, blah, blah. I'm supposed to meet you, I think, where we lived, like in the condo. And I'm just thinking, what the heck? So I hung up. And I remember I got a call again, and that's all I really remember. I don't know what truly happened. I know 100% I told my mom, because I would tell my mom everything. Like, I always felt very comfortable telling her everything, talking to her about like sex and life and trying things, all that. There was like never like a misconnect or a gap where I felt uncomfortable. And so that happened. So I think that's why I responded and snapped, because it was one of those things where it's like, who's calling me? What's going on? Because at this point, he's still in jail when I got this call when I was in college. So then she wanted to get a hold of me. She had the conference call with my sisters, and she was like, please, I'm going back to Guam. I want to see her. And I actually did a video about this, like, oh, I've never met my birth mother. And I had people say, like, comment really stupid shit, I'll be 100% honest, saying, oh, it shows what kind of person you are for not wanting to meet her. It's like, you don't know any backstory. Like, who are you? And one thing that I said in my last video is like, you should never feel obligated to give all of yourself to everybody. No, only the ones who truly deserve it, who have earned it, who give you respect, who truly love you, who have put in the effort. There's so many factors, you know? So no, I didn't care to meet her because I don't know her. She's a complete stranger. She's never contacted me before. And also, she only wanted to meet me because her ass was going back to Guam. So it was just like a convenience thing for her, like, oh shoot, let me touch base before I take off. And it was one of those, like, again, no animosity. And I made this joke to my whole family. And I said, if she wants to come with like a check with a lot of zeros for child support, I'm down, you know, because I've always been like a jokester. And so, yeah, I just never met her. She wanted to have pictures of me. This is back when I was not at Instagram, or I don't even think Instagram was a thing yet or whatever. And I said no. And the reason why I also said no is because, one, I don't know her. It's like a stranger having my photos. That's very strange. And also, two, I already had like a mishap where my mom innocently, she didn't, you know, very innocent, she didn't know, sent photos of me to my birth father because she was proud of me. She's like always had photos of me. She has like a shrine on the wall in her house, like all these things, always lots of photos of me. And she sent my photos of dance over there, and also like just photos of me in general. And I remember being on the phone. He's like, oh yeah, I have the photos up. Everybody's just saying how beautiful you are. And I'm thinking, my photos up in prison with all these men who are probably thinking nasty things. No, like hell to the no, this is wild. And so I remember getting in an argument with my mom when I was younger, but then, you know, you're young, not like a horrible argument, but getting upset. I'm like, don't get my pictures, like that's nasty. Like not understanding what men can do in prison, you know, with those photos and all that, like, you know, you guys know. And so it's just one of those things. So that's another reason I was like, why do you need a picture? Like, that's weird. You know what I mean? A picture for what? You know, like, what's the point? Why do you want to see me now? Just because you're leaving. And like I said, no animosity whatsoever. It was just like, it's like a third, like fourth, fifth party. Like, I'm good. Like, you've obviously been okay. So like, you just go and I go, like, just, let's just do our own thing, right? So that's another reason. But people were like, I can't believe you wouldn't meet her. That's so hurtful to her. And you did that to her. And but I'm just saying, you're going to be guilty when later on. I'm like, you're defending her. Like, it's just so wild to me. But, you know, people have a lot of unnecessary opinions and all that. And it probably was also people of feeling guilt for whatever they may have done in the past or have experienced and all that. And it turns into a whole cycle. I'm just putting on a product I just totally did not show you. I'll show you right now. So yeah, people like try to guilt trip me. Like I would never feel guilty over something like that. So even if someone on this video tried to lecture me, like it's literally going in one ear and out my butthole. Like literally into the toilet, and I'm flushing. And it's gonna be liquid shit. But you know, like you can't judge people and you can't tell them what to do because it's already happened. And that's the thing. Like no one will ever know someone's past, because I'm sure a lot of these stories you're thinking, what, drug dealers called you? What, this happened? Like, yeah, there's even more stories I'll tell you guys. Let me know if you guys like these videos. I'm pretty sure you really liked the last one, so you might like this one a little bit more because I'm not eating. Oh, let me show you the product that I so rudely did not show you, which I really like too. Bye Bye Dark Spots, just a double whammy. It's niacinamide in here, and I just use it even with the serum. I don't know. I just feel like this combo has been helping a lot. I'm almost out, but they did send me a refill or a backup, whatever you want to call it, but I'm almost done. So I really like it. I'm also using their one for fine lines and wrinkles, and I like it too. I never talked to her at all, nothing. And so then that's why when I'm like, whoa, I get this DM literally just like 2 weeks ago, I'm thinking, what the heck? So when I filmed that video, that was like almost 2 or 3 days before I was supposed to meet her. So now it's already been 2 weeks since I met her. I have met her and it was great. She was wonderful. She was very sweet. I wasn't sure what I was walking into because I wasn't sure if her mom, which is obviously my birth mother's sister, I wasn't sure if maybe she would come or I would be verbally attacked, like F you, how dare you. Know, you just don't know this situation. You don't know people. You don't know how they are. Even just after seeing the Instagram, like nothing was updated really, like so many old pictures in 2014. So I'm like, it's not really giving me anything too much to work with. I went through the friends list. I investigated, didn't even see the full name because she had like a nickname as her IG, but you know, the messages just seems like they sit well. And I was like, you know what? If it's ever going to go down, this is the best way to go down with someone that I personally feel like, okay, it won't be that crazy. It's a first cousin. And two, casual, I guess you can say. And I mentally can deal with it right now where I feel like, okay, let's just do it. But I will be 100% honest that before I was just contemplating on even DMing back because I said, I don't even have 1 ounce of curiosity in my mind. Like, I really don't. Like, so much time and so many events have passed and we've already dealt with so much. So I'm thinking, do I even want to bring that snow, you know, to come and roll into a snowball and have the snowball effect and build into something? I don't know, because we've already dealt with so much. So I'm just like, oh, life is going really good right now. Like, why do I even want to do that? And yes, thank you for everybody saying, oh, I think it's a can of worms. It is. You know, why open that can of worms? The last video, I had no idea what I was saying. I was just very hungry. And I'm so glad I didn't drop my food. Thank you to everybody who was very happy I didn't drop it. I'm going to make more recipes. So I'm going to put a little bit more. I need it. So I met her and it went great. She's very, very sweet. And she just wanted to reach out. And I don't want to say too much because it is personal and it does include someone and I do have respect for people. I'm not going to put everybody on blast because she may be related to me, but I really don't know her too much. So it's like, but I just want to say she was super sweet. Everything went great. I learned a lot of information. I had no idea that my birth mother she's one of 10 siblings. Well, 11, but one passed away when they were younger. 10 siblings. So she's like, yeah, you have 6 aunts, 4 uncles. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay. And I felt bad also because I was very honest too. I said, you know, I just want to, and she was very respectful, very receptive, which I loved, like so open-minded, which is exactly what I was praying for, that it wasn't weird. And she's like, whatever, like, you were the innocent child. Like, I totally get it, all that stuff. And she was totally open and understood my opinion, I felt, or how I reacted, because I even told her, you know, honestly, I had to ask my husband and one of my best friends, what do I even ask you? Because that's how much I don't care. And people might think, how can you not care? How can you not feel curious? I'm just thinking, well, do you know your neighbor who's like 9 houses down? And have you ever wanted to know about them? That's like the same, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't know that person. So I had to ask Glennon, one of my best friend's journey. I was just like, what do I ask? That was one of the questions, like, any siblings? And she couldn't believe I didn't know anything, and she didn't know anything about my side. Like, she couldn't believe I've never seen her, I've never talked to her, I've never truly met her. Like, she kind of knew about it, but not. It's kind of like a weird situation. And so supposedly I do have like 2 half brothers, and I'm very weird where it's like, technically, I guess the technical term, yeah, they're brothers, but they're really not, because I wasn't raised with them, and that's about it. I don't, like, I look as like moms, as like, you earn that title. Dads, you earn that title, because a dad can even be an uncle, a brother, a cousin, whoever raises you, you know, that's who your mother or guardian, whatever you want to call it. You know, everybody has like their own way of saying things, dealing with things, and talking about family and all that. And family does get very complicated. So this is my way, and it's definitely not going to change. So they're like half brothers, whatever. I don't see them as half brothers because I don't know them. So yeah, there's like a shit ton of them. Most of them, she said, went back to Guam. And I guess that's all I'll say. It just went really well. Because I know people are going to say, well, are you going to keep in contact? All of that. I don't know. Because she gave me her phone number, and like I said, she was very sweet. It was just like a first encounter, a lot to take in, a lot of information. But I don't know. You know, it's just very, like, I don't know. Because I'm not one of those people, and I'm not heartless. I want to say that, because I do know, like I said, people have so many damn opinions, and I appreciate other people are like, girl, don't even explain yourself. But it's the internet. People love to like troll and say dumb shit to people and think like, why didn't you do this, when it's already been done? It's like, it's already been done. It's already been done. The day has passed. Like, I already met up with her 2 weeks ago. I can't travel back and then like redo and do exactly what you wanted me to do. So I'm not one of those people where I'm like, oh, they're blood. Like, oh, I have to talk to them. I'm not one of those people. And it's just because of my past, how I was raised, people who are in my life, and it's just a million factors. Who knows if I'll keep in contact or not? I personally don't even know myself. I really don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's just like I met with her and I just learned all this stuff, and I walked away like, oh, well, she was super nice. Like, I'm so happy. Like, it went really well, like very sweet, all of that. And that's all I can really say. I'm not thinking, oh my gosh, I want to meet my birth mother. No, I really don't care. So the way that she got in contact with me, because that was one of the main questions, that's actually the first question. I was like, why should she get in contact with me and why now? Like, what? What do they want? And that sucks, but that's sometimes how the ball rolls. So she got in contact with me. The way that she found out was because I guess my birth mother found my Instagram. I have zero clue how. I have zero clue. I'm not going to say why because I'm not in her mindset, obviously. So she's going to have different thinking than me and all of that. But yeah, that's it, basically. That's all I'm going to say. But going back to because then she asked me, she's like, well, what about your dad? You know, like, do you have a relationship with him or did he die? I was like, no, he's been in jail my whole entire life. I'm going to spray this Evian. It's so cooling. Oh, you guys need it for spring and summer. It's so good. It may seem so bougie, so silly or whatever. Best mister. You're out hiking. You're out taking a walk. You just need like a refresher in your car. It is getting hot, people. You need this. So good. Double pack at Sephora. And I'm sure they have it on Amazon. So, I should have done like a mask because I plan on talking more, but let's just chat away. Oh, I forgot to bring my lash little thing. I've been using the Lily Lash for my lashes to help make them strong. What am I saying? It's a lash serum. I had no clue where I was going with that. I'm like, what? So going back to like that, she asked me, where is he? I was like, oh no, like he's out. And I said, he's not dead. I said, and I have zero relationship with him and I don't plan to have a relationship with him. And I'm going to talk about my experiences. And these are like things I've never told anybody online. And like I said, like one of the stories I just finally told my sister the other day, when I was younger, let me just give you some backstory. I like rarely saw him. He was always in and out of jail. So when I did see him, obviously, like my mom and dad let me see him, but it would only be for like a couple hours and it wasn't a lot. It was probably like a very random request, like, oh, hey, I need to touch base with her like once every couple months, whatever. I mean, he would come around, but no matter what, like even if we ate breakfast with him, which was very rare, FYI, it was just like he would meet us and then he'd just take off in like his flashy car and all that thing. He's all cool. Yes, I added that in. And some of the days that I was with him, which I can literally count on my fingers how many days I was with him, maybe a total of like 6 or 7. And I never spent the night. It was never like a full on day. It was just probably like 4 hours, probably if that 5 hours at the most, because I always ended up back home. So one time I was younger and he was dating this girl and I don't think they were married yet. And out of nowhere, she says, hey, like, so-and-so, like, I just remember, like, kind of, like, quick thinking, like, hey, they're outside, blah, blah, blah. And then right away, she takes me, grabs me so quick. She's like, come on, we gotta go. Drags me down the hallway of their house, puts me in their master bedroom, and tells me to sit in the closet and not say anything and be quiet. I'm probably, like 7, 8 years old when this is happening, and I'm thinking, what is going on? What is happening? So she closes the door, closes the closet, closes the door. And of course, me being 7, 8, around that age, I'm thinking, what? And I'm so innocent, I don't know anything about anything, like what he's doing, all these things. So I got out of the closet and that's probably something I would do. I'm like don't laugh. Okay, I won't. That's just how I am. Like, you tell me something and then I'm going to do the opposite. Like, don't do this. I'm like, okay. And I do it. Getting a little cold. So I got out the closet and I remember, yes, I was scared. I wasn't laughing about it, but I was so confused. So I'm down on their carpet, on the ground, like on my fours, like on my forearms and on my knees. And I'm scooting and I'm thinking like, what's going on? So I go to the door and I'm listening and I hear all these like men. And I'm just so confused because I'm like, why did I have to come back here? So I didn't go back in the closet. So then I just went and I scooted by like their bed because they had like this big canopy bed with like, I don't know what you call it, like drapery. So I just went right behind the drapery and I just kind of sat there like cross-legged and just waited until whatever happened. And I just remember her coming back. She's like, oh, okay, you can come out. Like no big deal. So yeah, and I will say I don't even know if I told my mom then because I can't recall that, but I can recall that memory. And then another time I can recall another memory is I was in volleyball and I was probably like fifth grade or so, sixth grade. I don't know because he definitely was obviously out of jail at that point. Because like I said, he went back in like 3 different times, but it was definitely before. I think he went in when I was like in eighth grade or seventh grade, like permanently. When he was in there for a long time, the longest until he got out, until after I was done with college and all that. So I remember he got a volleyball and he wanted to practice with me to help me get better. You know, like one of those parents. And I'm like, okay, well, I already have like my own coaches. I have my practice time. So he had a volleyball and I remember hitting it and I was thinking, damn, this volleyball is really effing hard. Like it really hurts. And I'm like younger, you know? So I remember him saying, oh, come on, you got to practice. And I remember we went by a church and there was like a wall and he was like making me serve over and over, making me bump the ball over and over until I started saying like, I can't practice anymore. And then I started crying. He's like, come on, push it. And I'm so just nervous and scared to say no that I just keep doing it, even though it's hurting me so bad. And I remember I had bruises all down my forearm. I didn't think I was going to cry. And it just hit me just the other day. Because sometimes I'll remember stories out of nowhere. And don't feel bad for me, you guys. I'm very strong now. Like, I definitely hold my own. It's just like, you know, like when you get emotional, because you guys know I'm emotional. So yeah, so I remember having bruises on my arm. And I remember showing my mom. And I remember it was a whole thing. And I never practiced with him ever again. I wasn't allowed to go back. And that was probably the last time I was ever with him. Because the other time I was with him, he tried to bring me to Disneyland. And I remember his girl ended up having like this whole fit and fight and was super pissed. Like, I can't believe we're going to Disneyland. This is so stupid. This is a waste of my time. And I'm like a little girl thinking, I don't even want to go to Disneyland with y'all anyhow. I want to go with my mom and dad because they always took me every year. So he wanted to take me. And I remember she was like complaining, saying, you got to take me on a shopping spree. I better go on a shopping spree. I just remember hearing that word. And then I remember him saying like something like, yeah, I'm going to take you. Just shut up. I need to take my daughter to Disneyland. Like, we're going to go. Like, don't worry, you know, but I want to take her to Disneyland. Kind of like telling her that because that's what he's supposed to say, I guess. But then I remember we went to Disneyland and we're there probably like 2 hours because I didn't even want to eat. I didn't want to go any rides and I was silent and I didn't say anything. The more recent one was when I got engaged with Glenn and then he got out and it was very strange. So when he got out, he ended up getting hired out of all the places, you guys, at the gym I went to. So my sister called me. She's like, hey, I just got to warn you about something. I'm like, what? Oh, so-and-so got hired at your gym. And honestly, I said, well, I'm not going to change the way I live because that's how I am. And I was like, well, tell him to stay out my way, basically. Like, don't talk to me. Because it was just very weird. He came very aggressive when he came out to the point where he ended up like using someone and just money situation and getting all this stuff where I'm just like, whoa, this is wild. Also pissed because my mom didn't throw him a welcome home party and her response was, well, it's not like you came home from the Olympics. To this day, I still laugh about that phrase. And she told me what she told him and he was pissed and he stormed out. It's like, how can he be mad at her? He literally put her through so much hell because one time we ended up getting a package of something very bad, and I'll just say it was black in a box, and we had to toss it down the toilet, and then we had to run over to the trash can and throw that box away, putting her in danger for someone else to pick up some product at the house. And that went down the drain, and he was pissed. Him yelling like that was so much money, like I think it was like $30,000 worth of whatever, and it was just a whole thing. So yeah, that's another reason, because he's done things to like my mother would stressed her out, and so I'm the one who lived with her, so I'm the one who I've witnessed everything, I've seen everything, I've heard her, I've seen her cry, I've been in bed with her, so that's why I'm so connected to my mom as well. You know, my family, for the sake of also my mom, she was like, can you please invite him to your engagement party? And I did not want to whatsoever. I was like, Mom, I already let you invite the neighbors. Like, But okay, whatever for you, I will do it. So I ended up sucking it up, having a conversation by force, but only because I wanted to please my mother. And I said, we had a conversation. He's like, oh, well, I walk on eggshells with you, blah, blah. And I'm just thinking, well, yeah, no shit. Like, I don't know you. You cause a lot of pain to her. Lots of things with me as well, which he would totally forget, probably deny. And it's just one of those people where it's just like, they will never change. Like, just a constant liar in denial. And they could do no wrong, right? So I said, well, you can come to the engagement party and we'll just take it from there. Like, you're allowed to come, basically. And I was pretty strong in my words, like, I'm doing this like as a favor, like, don't F it up. So the second I hang up the phone with him, he ends up texting me, and it wasn't to me, it was to whatever girl he was talking to. Hey, do you want to come to an engagement party? My daughter is getting married. It's gonna be on Saturday at so. And I'm reading this, and if you guys saw my last video, I morphed. Again, I've been morphing for a while, and I called him immediately and I said, how dare you immediately text someone when you should be happy I even invited you? Who do you think you are to just invite someone to my special huge event? And I don't even know who they are. I don't know who you are, and I'm doing this to kind of, be nice and try to start something fresh and new, and just start, something like, I'm trying to give it my all, and just thinking you can just control everything and do whatever you want. So he told me, he goes, you need to chill out. You just need to calm down and you need to chill out, and starts telling me to chill out. And I flipped and I said, I don't even want you to come anymore. And I screamed and I hung up. Then I got home. I told my mom. I told my sisters. They're like, what the hell was he thinking? Everybody was pissed. And then my mom was like, I should have never made you do it. I was like, it's not your fault. Like, you had the benefit of the doubt. You wanted me to try. I tried, and this is what happened. Like, I'm sorry too. Like, but it has nothing to do with you, because she kind of felt guilty. And I said, it's not your fault. Like, that's just how he is. So he ended up actually showing his face to my party. I did not think he was going to come, but I had a feeling he was, just him being the person he is. And of course, he comes to the party, and we had open bar, ordering shots like he's a big shot, screaming to my friend who I hired for the night to take pictures and all of that. Say, hey, take a picture of me and my family. Like, ordering him, because even my friend knew, like, the situation, and he came to me. He's like, hey, like, Tita Lizzy, I feel, like, uncomfortable because he keeps, like, telling me to take pictures. Like, what do I do? I said, whatever. I said, don't let him talk to you like that. I said, just ignore, and I said, whatever pictures there are, I said, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to delete them. And I did. I deleted every single photo that he was in my SD card, because he was just being so rude, ordering so many shots, thinking he's like the big shot, like very, like, when people like that come out, it's just, they're stuck in their ways. So that's another reason why I just cannot. There's just been so much other stuff, so many more lies even after he got out, where it's just mind-blowing, because you would think if you have been that long in jail, or prison that long, you learn nothing. You still come out, you take advantage of people. You come out, you still lie and manipulate. You come out and you still expect everything for it. It just is wild to me. And so, so that's why I don't have a relationship. And there's many stories beyond that. So that's why I think people are like, oh, you should really open your heart. Like, you should be happy that your dad is still alive. No, worry about your own life. Thank you. Type of thing. Because there's just so much history and so much stuff. And like I said, even more stories beyond that. Hi, here to tell you my whole truth. Lemonade. I definitely need to make this again tomorrow. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with, like, this video and all that. FYI, my friend put me on. I usually put it on when I put on my PJs, because I wouldn't put it on with this because, I'm doing the video. But this Gold Bond Ultimate, I even told her, I was like, Gold Bond. I was like, that's for, like, old people. Gold Bond. Gold Bond Neck and Chest Firming Cream. 97% had firmer skin in 2 weeks. This really helped the creases of my boobs, my boobies. Right here. When you get the cleavage, like, when you have boobs, like, you get all, like, nooks and crannies, right? So I had, like, sorry, I'm, like, almost burping. And so I had those, and they basically went away, and I've been using this for over 3 years now. So I really love it, and I put it on my neck too. I do have like lines on my neck, but I've always had those, like even in high school. I was kind of curious to see, because they have like some neck rejuvenation. I kind of wanted to try it because I saw it on the Image Center's Instagram, and I trust my injectors so much, which I'm going to go back because I haven't been injected. It's almost been 3 months. Isn't that so crazy, since I got everything, like my Botox and my masseter? So I am due to like kind of keep up. But yeah, I just put this on my chest and I love it. I think it really works really well. And I just go like that. But yeah. One more little spritz of this. I'm trying to think like what else I can say. And I will say, hey, at least I tried, right? I tried to invite him. I had a whole discussion. We talked on the phone and we tried to start something and work things out, whatever. And at least I tried. And it's one of those things where it's like, you try to give a step with someone and they just take a mile, and it's just, I'm not about it. And I had a feeling it was going to happen. And like I said, I wanted just to do it for the sake of my mom, and then that just blew up. Since then, I haven't talked to him at all. I have zero interest, and he just definitely is not on my radar, and I don't think he ever will be. And that's just like another thing. Like I said, there's just so much past. And even coming out after that, just a lot of icky stuff he did where I'm like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm very good on that. Thank you. Bye, squid hand. So yeah, that's my more raw, I guess, little Saturday night confessions. It's Saturday night. I can't wait for Len to get off his crazy schedule. He finally has a day off tomorrow. I can't wait. Ooh, Minute Maid come through. Also, I need to get my hair done so bad. And that's another thing where I feel so bad because I want to go to an actual salon, and the girl that I'm at, she's at a private salon, and now it's like, I'm paying like full on salon prices because I have been comparing prices of other salons in my area, and I'm like, some are even cheaper and they're like fancy salons. So I'm like, I don't know. So I'm going to switch, and I feel so bad because it's just like one of those like things where I'm like, and plus she doesn't offer some services that I actually want to try out. And the last 2 times I wasn't really too happy with everything with my hair because I requested some stuff and it just didn't happen. And like, I just need a change, you know? And that's just, I mean, people switch people all the time, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, I just feel awkward. But again, people always say you have no obligation, you know? And I always tipped really well, always 20% on top of that high number. So it was like a good tip. And that number, yeah, like, I don't even know but I mean, those are the prices, but I think that price fits a full-blown salon where I have like more space. I feel like luxurious there. It's like very claustrophobic, like one window now, and I'm just like, I don't think it fits me. It's not for me. It's not, I don't feel good, you know? I don't feel like, oh wow, like, yeah, no, I'm just like, damn. So I'm in my car, like at the end, like, okay. I just went into that little rant because I saw my roots and I'm like, whoa. Plus, I need to get my hair done because I have something very exciting that's coming up with one of my best friends. We have been working so hard. I'm exhausted today. We have been meeting so many times to get this out because it is definitely just, something so exciting. And I can't wait to announce it to you guys. But yeah, we did like a little teaser reel. We have another one coming up very soon. And you guys will find out the big news. But I can't wait. It's just so all I'm gonna say because I don't want to give anything away, but yeah, if I'm gonna like announce some stuff and like take some cute pictures, I definitely can't have this black hole. This is what I call it, the black hole coming through in the pictures like this. Like, look how much has grown out. Oh my gosh. And also thank you to everybody who gave me the suggestions on what type of extensions to try, because I think I am going to try extensions for the first time that aren't clip-in, but they're like the weave-in. If I don't like it, I just take them out. No big deal. But I want to try because I feel like a lot of people do it. And some of my friends have had it and I had no idea. I'm like, oh, you have it? They're like, yes, it's the most comfortable way to wear them. I love it. Like sometimes it gets tedious and you have to brush your hair a certain way, but you'll love it. And then I had a lot of good DMs with some of you guys and you guys were giving me suggestions. So yeah, oh my gosh, you guys, I almost forgot to show you my moisturizer. German E Skin De-Stress Calming CBD Moisturizer. 500 milligrams of CBD. I don't know if it does anything, but I'll take it. FYI. One time I was like super stressed out. I know like I already ended the video, but oh my gosh. Or maybe I'm putting this now and then I'm just going to continue with the video. I'll probably do that because this is like part of the step. Glenn got me some candy edibles or whatever. It's like this little tin of like these gummies. I said, okay, well, I'm just going to take one because I don't know how my body's going to respond to this because I don't do any of that. And I took one and I told him I absolutely hated it because I just stared at my computer screen all day. And I said, I felt like I just had highlighter all over my face and I got no work done. And that was the last time I ever did anything. Okay, now back to my video. Bye. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to finish this. I have like a third left. I'm feeling like very loose-lipped, but maybe we'll continue this as a series, right? Like, do you guys love these chill videos? Like, I felt so good when people were like, oh my gosh, I felt like I was just talking to my friend or like having a FaceTime or just chilling. And that's exactly the vibe I wanted to go for because I do love beauty. I will be doing beauty videos, but I love more chill, laid back, real videos, especially like just feeling more relieved and more me. And it just, and plus, like I said, I want you guys to truly know me. Like, I don't want you to think like surface level or, oh, she only likes like makeup and she just likes her. Yes, I love my pets because I don't want to downplay them. I freaking love my pets. But, you know, and she's married. But I want you to like let you know what makes me tick as well. So, yeah, I'm ticking, baby. Other than that, I was thinking of also doing, which is so funny because when I first started my channel, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And that's why the name came of What Would Lizzy Do? Because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was thinking of a What Would Lizzy Do series, which I have tried years ago. And then I kind of stopped. And it's like a Q&A. And I just like have you guys ask me questions. I'll give you like my honest opinion. Kind of like, you know, a little girlfriend talk or start a discussion or what you guys think. Because all your discussions on cheating it was just, some stories were so funny. Some of them were like, serious, like, I agree. Like, it just seemed like something that people were happy I like said it out loud because I do feel like people get nervous to talk about certain things, but that I definitely don't. And Glenn is still laughing to this day because then the other day he came home from work. So what I did was I put the pink sports bra on the handle of the extra room where all his clothes and stuff are at when he comes back from work and changes and gets ready to take a shower. So I just thought it was so funny. But yeah, that was so fun to film. And I loved this video too, just like super chill and just not, I mean, nothing's ever scripted, but I just feel like this, I'm just way more loose, way more comfortable, and it's more my style. So yeah, also I got a lot of feedback on the green beans. I will be doing that green bean recipe soon because that's very easy to make, and I'm not going to do the Din Tai Fung ones because I filmed it and my dumbass deleted everything, which really sucks. But I'm going to do that one, which is a very quick grill, and it's still just as bomb and healthier and less mess, less oil. You know, spring and summer's here. Gotta get it. But I'm going to do that recipe because it's so quick. So I'm going to do more like a lifestyle vlog. Like, hey guys, we're going to be making some green beans. This is what I do. I toss this and this. Boom. There you go. I'm trying really hard not to burp. But yeah, and I also want to do the Sprite challenge. So maybe I'll do it with Glenn tomorrow. We'll see. But that's it, you guys. Give me other video ideas. Do you want to also know about some other stories, like crazy stories that, like other stories I've never told you about? Because I think I just feel comfortable just telling you my past. I really do. I was thinking of like a Sunday fun day, and it might be cool to do that. I don't know. I've been thinking of like themes, but like I said, I did the What Would Lizzy Do and the whole Q&A and all that, asking you guys questions years ago, probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And I just like stopped. So let me know. Okay. I'm going to get going. This is what I usually do. I don't think I do anything else really. Sometimes I'll use like more serums. I do use like a little razor to like take off my little fuzzies, but I can do that in another video if you want me to. And yeah, that's basically what I do. And my lash serum. Okay guys, I'm getting going. I love you. And I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.